Welcome back to Petes Dugout. This is episode number 18 of my FIFA 23 career mode, and I hope you're all having a brilliant day. I've got this week off work, and I've just been out for breakfast, so I'm living the dream at the moment. Had to get some food in me because we've got an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley coming up today. Cannot wait for that one, but before we get there, we have a big game in the Championship against 9th place Blackburn, who are holding on to hope that they can sneak into the playoffs themselves. And it's a big game because if we rewind back to last episode, we dropped 2 points against Burnley and a horrific loss to West Brom as well. And that means that we're tied at the top of the league with Watford at 92 points. We do have, of course, one game in hand, but the poor form has to stop and we need a good result going into the semi-final. So a reminder that we are without Kim at left wing and Ronnie Edwards is also another long-term absence. And we kick things off in style as Palmer puts Coventry into the lead after some lovely link-up play between Gyökeres and Thomas. But not long after the opener, Blackburn got themselves back into the game with a bizarre leveller. Gallagher performs a few step-overs and awkwardly lifts the ball over Ronin, who looked as though he was really caught out. Terrible goal to concede and it's all square. The good news is that we were on the front foot for most of the first half and we almost got ourselves ahead again through Hamer, who had his shot saved by Kaminski. The resulting corner is swung in and it's the usual combination of Hamer to Gyökeres, with Kaminski reacting well to the big Swede's header. Just before half-time now, and it was Blackburn who had the final chance. The ball falls to Gallagher again and he slots in the Blackburn frontman. He shoots across goal and it comes crashing off the bar with Ronin beaten, and thankfully Rose is able to clear. So that will take us to half-time, with both teams having chances to take the lead before the break. A dangerous back-and-forth game so far, and it did not look like slowing down. Second half action now then, with Blackburn pressing forwards. The ball is played down the left with Pickering and he finds Smodics in space. He shoots and forces a great reaction save from Ronin, who gets a strong right hand to the Irishman's effort. We reacted well to the early second half pressure though when Palmer finds Bidwell down the left hand side. He takes his man on and curls an inviting ball into the box, and it's Tavsan who gets up to meet the ball and heads us into the lead. I'm so happy with that one because Tavsan always gets his head on the end of the crosses, but they always end up wide or really weak. But that's his 10th goal of his debut season in Sky Blue and he's been brilliant down the right for us. So as Ronin makes yet another save down to his right to foil the Blackburn attack straight after our goal, the game thankfully slowed down and we would hang on to all 3 points in a hard-fought victory. But as we head back to the office, I actually didn't realise this at the time, but this was our game in hand, and we now have a 3-point gap at the top. It's a crucial victory as Watford look to push us all the way to the league title, but it also means that we have guaranteed Premier League football for next year. Yes, that's right, Preston are 18 points behind us with 5 games to play, and I'm not the best at maths, but 5 times 3 is definitely 15 and they cannot catch us. So a brilliant boost for us, and Coventry City will definitely finish top 2 and play in the Premier League for the first time since 2001. But plenty of time to celebrate after the season, and we have a title to win and an FA Cup final to focus on. So first up, it's Luton Town in a playoff final rematch, but they actually sit 13th in this save. We have a week break between this game and the FA Cup game against Palace, so I wasn't as worried about rotation and fatigue, so it's an unchanged lineup. And you will have seen as well that Watford have drawn their latest game, so a big chance to take a 5-point lead back at the top with a victory here at home. But it was Luton who came out of the blocks hotter and almost took an early lead, but the effort hits the side netting. An early warning sign nonetheless, and we had to be careful. Tavsan later went on a run down the right hand side and powered his way into the Luton box, forcing the Luton shot stopper into a strong save, and Gyökeres can only find the side netting from the rebounds. A positive reaction though, and we were having a lot of joy down the right hand side with Tavsan, who finds Thomas this time. The youngster does well to fend off Lockyer, and again the keeper is equal to the shot. So at half time the game is all square at 0-0. So we finished the first half on top in terms of chances, but it was Luton who came out in the second half faster. Campbell slots in Bree, and Ronning is needed once again to get down quickly to his left, and he's able to gather comfortably in the end. I knew we needed to get a goal to kill this one off though, and when that goal finally came, it was beautiful and well worth the wait. Palmer takes the ball down in his stride and attacks the Luton back four. He splits the defenders and powers into the box before teasing a ball square, and Tavsan is there to poke home. The informed Dutchman in the right place at the right time, and it's 1-0 to the Sky Blues. Tavsan has really stepped up on the wing since Kim went down injured, and that's what it's all about, next man up. After the goal, it became all about defensive discipline and keeping the clean sheet for all 3 points. We did create a couple more chances after Dabo and Colwell came on, but to be fair, the Luton goalkeeper was in fine form today and earned his paycheck. Luton did have one more big opportunity in the last 10 minutes as Cornick played Adebayo through on goal. Defensively, we were all at sea, but thankfully, Ronnie was on hand to spare our blushes and the score remained 1-0. That would have been a nightmare after all the hard work today, and it's a brave stop from my number one. So a sigh of relief as the final whistle blows, and we would make the most of Watford's slip-up. That's now a 5-point lead at the top with 4 games to play, and more importantly, 2 wins in a row before our trip to Wembley. So, in terms of trivia, I would have told you that Coventry haven't been to Wembley since 2018 in the League 2 playoff final against Exeter, but seeing as though they played at Wembley a couple of weeks back, I'll tell you instead that Coventry's only major honour is the FA Cup, which they won in 1987. Against Tottenham, they won 3-2. Since then, they've only got as far as the quarterfinals in 2009 against Chelsea, where they lost 2-0. So this semi-final is a big deal for the club, and having just gained promotion as well, we look at the Premier League table. Palace are in the drop zone at the moment, sitting 18th place, so we've got a massive chance here to get back to the final for the first time since 87. We are, of course, the underdogs, but I wouldn't have it any other way, so come on, you Sky Blues. So a few notable players in the Palace lineup with Yeremy Pino from Villarreal down the left and Oliver Skipp in the middle as well from Spurs. 2 bright youngsters with bags of potential, so we need to be careful, and I'm a big fan of Elise as well. Coventry named the same team for the 3rd game on the trot, which is a great thing for consistency, and hopefully we can produce our 3rd win in a row. So as we get the game going, it was a nervy start from the Sky Blues, and Palace looked sharp as the ball finds its way through to Edouard, and already I need my goalkeeper to make a massive save with just 5 minutes gone. But the resulting corner is swung in by Elise, and Ronin doesn't stand a chance this time. It's a powerful header from Edouard, and the Premier League side take an early lead in the semi-final. Plenty of time to dust ourselves off though and get back into the game, and that's what we tried to do just 2 minutes later as the goalscorer gives the ball away. Bidwell feeds it smartly to Gyökeres, and the Swedish international sees his effort ricochet off the crossbar, so close to an immediate response. This was a real back and forth game though, and it was Palace's turn to get forward now with Hughes. He strides forward and squares to Edouard, but this time Ronin is able to get down quickly and parry the shot away from goal, and Bidwell clears. 22 minutes gone now and Sheaf wins possession in midfield. He plays a really smart ball to Thomas and he plays a ball to Tavsan. The Dutchman paces into the box and the hot streak continues. That's 3 goals in as many games for the winger and he is on fire. 1-1, game on. All momentum with Coventry now as Palmer races down the left wing. He slides in Gyökeres and he does well to hold up play. He slots in Thomas, then Hamer, 1 extra pass and it's that man again. Tavsan at the double and Coventry take the lead at Wembley. It's a beautiful team goal involving all of the attackers and Tavsan finishes calm as you like with the side-footed effort across goal, 2-1. And we were really knocking on the door now and Palace had no answer for our attack in play. The 2 quick-fire goals had them shocked and they hadn't recovered well at all. As Bidwell plays to Tavsan, his effort is blocked and Hamer! First time on the half volley, catches Gator out, and this semi-final has been turned on its head. 3-1 to the Sky Blues as we approach half-time, and we are in dreamland. So we pick things back up in the 58th minute of the second half after that unbelievable rapid-fire comeback from the Sky Blues, but the team talk to the lads was simple. This game isn't over yet, and we cannot take our foot off the gas. Palace needed the half-time break to regroup and they started the second half with purpose. The ball finds its way through to Skipp and the former Spurs man finishes well past Ronin to make it 3-2 and we've got a game on our hands. But I asked for patience from the lads. We still had the lead and Palace were the ones chasing the game, so pass and move, let them do the running. And we get the ball out wide to Bidwell in space and he does well to dribble into the box, but Klein does just enough to put it behind for a corner. Just enough time for some subs before the corner as Dabo and Colwell come on for Blackman and Thomas as Hamer whips the ball into Gyökeres and it's that lethal combination again. Gyökeres towers above the defenders to head home and it's breathing space for the Sky Blues as we take a 4-2 lead, and how important could that goal prove to be? Straight from kick-off, Palace looked done in, shell-shocked. This isn't how the script is written. The Championship side aren't supposed to be doing this. And they give the ball away again, and Gyökeres plays in Colwell. Tavsan can feel the Palace players have given up and he wants to take advantage. He gets past his man with ease, opens it up onto his left foot, and there it is. The Flying Dutchman gets his hat-trick in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, and you can't say he hasn't deserved it. 5-2 on the day, and we still have 16 minutes to go. And the game did slow down slightly as we bring on Eccles and Godden with 5 minutes left, and it's an instant impact from the sub. Palmer plays it in and it's a deadly finish across goal to make it 6-2. And the Palace fans are stunned. The Championship side make a statement of intent to the Premier League and solidify their place in the FA Cup final. So as we take a breather and head back to the office, we eagerly await the result of the other game to find out our opponent. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've beaten Chelsea in the semi-final, and I've got to be honest, I'm so pleased about that one. So there we have it. Guaranteed promotion and an FA Cup final on the way against Wolves. What an episode that is in comparison to last time out. Still plenty of work to do, but headed in the right direction for sure. But that's going to do it for another episode of FIFA 23 Career Mode on Petes Dugout. Thank you all, as always, for the continued support. I'm still working on that outro, but I'll be back with another episode featuring the FA Cup final very, very soon.